my name is Random, and today I am taking on something that has been pissing me off for a very long time. As you can see, Ghostbusters 2016. To be specific, the false feminism of Ghostbusters 2016, and a lot of things like it. Basically, my biggest problem with something like this is, in addition to it being an absolute unfunny, unnecessary cash grab, it also really hurts feminism, and it hurts women in general by portraying these women to be these man-hating, self-absorbed idiot characters who drool over poor Chris Hemsworth because he's pretty and functionally retarded. I mean, I hate using the word, but he is pretty functionally mentally challenged in this film. I don't think anybody who's seen the movie can disagree with me on that one. I mean, he tries to answer a phone through a fish tank. Nobody does that. My biggest problem with these type of movies is they go around using stuff like man babies and basically just tearing down men in general. And a lot of this came from behind the scenes in the filmmaking. And a lot of this is one of the things that I have a huge problem with in the movie industry today. And that's probably a topic for like another Star Wars sort of video on how they do it as well. They do it in a slightly different way, and it's far more behind the scenes. But this one was kind of blatant, and there are absolutely lines in this movie like, oh, go back to your mother's basement, man, baby, and shit like that. We don't need that. Why? How is this a good idea to tear down somebody to make a feminist statement? Because... and that's the biggest problem with this movie as well, is that there's a million biggest problems with this movie. They like to use this, oh, if you don't like this, you hate women. We're using this as a feminist piece. This is for you, women. Ladies, this movie is for you. Why don't you like it? You're not doing me any favors by making these absolutely stupid, useless characters with no direction who have to tear down men in order to make themselves look, relevant. Even with the cameos like Bill Murray, where they just throw him out the window. Oh, you don't have what it takes to be a Ghostbuster. Excuse me? Please. What are you talking about in this movie? If anybody's seen it, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, don't watch it. It's horrible. It's not funny. It is not worth your time. If you're a fan of the original, watch the original. Play the video game from the original franchise if you can find it. They took it off of Steam recently. Don't watch this garbage. This is a huge pet peeve of mine that has been happening in pop culture and films and the internet and all over the place. I started noticing this quite a bit when I lived in Las Vegas for a long time. I would see commercials where they would flat out come out and say, for a carpet cleaning commercial, do you have kids and pets and a husband? Like, excuse me, what makes you think it's a good idea to bash somebody to make yourself look better? What makes it a good idea to bash anybody in this day and age? Why are we still doing this? Why aren't we to the point in society where we realize that working together and building each other's strengths instead of tearing each other down for our weaknesses is a much better way to go? Why do we have to do this on these films? Why do we keep perpetuating this garbage? I mean, the commercials I was talking about that I keep seeing this nonsense on are a good decade old, and this movie came out 2 years ago, and I still see this garbage today. This seems to be some narrative that, oh, well, women are still less than men, so we have to make men less than women. I don't think that's ever really been the case. I mean, you might find one or two actual misogynists who actually feel this way, but most men I have dealt with online, in person, in professional workplace environments don't feel this way at all. They aren't anti-women. They don't think women are only good for, being in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant. That's like 50 years ago sort of thinking that they're trying to combat with this mentality. Why do you do this, ladies? You're not making a case for yourself. You're not making it interesting. You're not making it entertaining, and you're just leaving a bad taste in my viewing experience in this unpleasant, unfunny mess of just what are you doing? It's just improv crap. I ramble. I'm a rambler. I rant. I can rant with the best of them. This movie is filled with just ranting nonsense and just why? That's my biggest problem. Why? And I do need to tackle this on like how they do this in Star Wars. That'll probably be another video because it's a little different. That stuff's coming more from behind the scenes than the blatant shit in Ghostbusters 2016. But I hate to use the term feminist because I don't feel like this is a good feminist movie. I don't feel like it. And I think that a lot of us women are kind of sick to death of this. We don't want to be associated with hateful, horrible stereotypes of what people think women are. Women are not all about man bashing, and we aren't all about tearing each other down. And sure, you'll see one or two idiots on Twitter who do that, and I've certainly been called out for going against my own kind for this stuff. Like, seriously, no. I'm kind of for humanity in general. I hate using the term humanitarian because I can kind of be an evil bitch most of the time, but I have never been okay with people tearing other people down based on gender, race, any of that stuff. And when you have that message in these films, it's still perpetuating the same crap that I've seen all my life in stuff like, as good of a show as Roseanne was, she was kind of like that, you know. Her big quote is, I would bring home the bacon and fry it up myself because I had a husband who wouldn't do anything, you know, except for work a job to pay for your ass and your house and stuff while you were doing menial shit jobs. But you know, that's beside the point, you know. This is such a stereotype that just they let happen. And this has been a thing that's happened ever since I was a kid. And like Roseanne, Home Improvement was horrible like that. All of these shows. Why is this okay? Why is this something that we can allow to happen? It makes women ashamed to declare themselves feminist. It makes women afraid to do that. I cannot go and say I am a feminist because I don't want to be associated with the male bashing, crazy, sexist, anti-men, feminazi sort of types that they have on these things. And I hate using the word feminazi too, but that's exactly what it is. Why is this okay? Why do we allow this, you know? What do you guys think? I'm gonna leave a whole bunch of commercials that do this crap. I found a playlist on YouTube. I couldn't find the exact commercial I was talking about, but I found a lot of commercials that like to just go out of their way to male bash, make men look like absolute idiots. Is this something we want to represent? Do we want our legacy represented like this? Do we want, you know, in 50 or 60 years to have, you know, sociologists say, oh, well, this is a time when men were treated horribly because women had to overcompensate for, you know, yeah, probably years of repression. I'll give you that, years of being treated like second-class citizens, but this is not the way to do it. You can prove your value without tearing somebody else down in the process. What do you guys think? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!